Hey everybody, this is Meg from Flow Financial Planning. Welcome to the November newsletter. Going out a couple days late this month because, well, life. Today I want to talk to you about tracking your spending. Sexy, I know. Do you track your spending? The reason I want to bring it up in particular is because my attitude towards this task has changed a lot since I've launched my own firm and started working with my own clients. I used to think, look, if you've defined your goals and you're saving enough towards those goals, screw the rest, spend it however you want, don't worry about it. But I started doing spending exercises with a few of my clients who were not saving for their goals, and we had to find some extra money in their cash flow to redirect to savings. And those clients started coming back to me saying, wow, Meg, this is really eye-opening. I had no idea I spent so much through apps or spent so much on restaurants and so little on travel, which I said was really important to me. So, as my business coach has said before, there are two windows into what you really value in your life. That is your calendar and your checkbook. She's old school. So let me ask you a question. Do you want to spend your time doing things that don't bring value to your life? I think it's a pretty easy answer, and the answer is no, of course. We're all so damn busy that the idea of wasting time is painful. In the same vein, do you want to spend money on things that don't bring value to your life, or perhaps more accurately put, that don't honor the values you already have? And again, I would say the answer is no. So even if you are saving really well for, an emergency fund, a house down payment, an upcoming baby, that far off goal of one day retiring and not working anymore, I think you still need to be aware of how you're spending the leftover money. Because if you're not aware of it, I can almost guarantee you that you are wasting opportunities to bring more value to your life. And why would you want to do that? So, at this point, I could go on a political economic rant about the insidiousness of advertising and marketing, and how they convince you to spend money on things that they want you to spend money on, as opposed to what's really valuable to you, or the insidiousness of Amazon one-click and various apps, and how they just make it so easy to spend money you don't even think about it. And if you were my husband, you would have heard that rant many times by now, but I'll just leave it there for this video. I do want to talk about, though, an exercise that I find really helpful, and it's easy and it's short-lived, but it's a really effective way of bringing consciousness back to your spending, right? It's an easy way of introducing a little bit of gap time for thought between the notion of I want and I buy. Right? Amazon one-click and apps, they eliminate that gap. They make it so easy to spend money. So what I'm recommending is not a, count your calories for the rest of your life sort of thing. It is a short, simple exercise. Let me describe it. 4 steps. Step number 1, get yourself a little notebook and pen. Your phone is not a substitute. I want this tangible. I want you using those skills you learned in elementary school. Write it down. Step 2, carry the notebook and pen with you. And step 3, every time you spend money, write down 3 things. How much money you spent, what you spent it on, and how you paid for it. Credit card, debit card, cash, haha, app, automatic debit from your checking account, whatever it is. I want you to write those 3 things down as soon as you spend the money. If you go through the line at Trader Joe's, step to the side, write it down. If you're at your computer buying something on Amazon, write it down then. If you get an Uber, as soon as you get out of the Uber car, write it down. Step 4, did I cover step 3? Step 3 was doing that for 5 to 7 days, short time period. Step 4 is look at what you've written down, right? What do you observe? Some questions you could ask yourself are, how much money did I spend in total? How much money did I spend with each one of those payment methods? What did I spend most of my money on? Am I still happy with the things I spent money on, even 5 or 7 days later? There are a variety of other questions you could ask yourself. The point of the exercise is for you to introduce some consciousness into the individual spending actions, and also just observe what it is, what your spending habits are when you reflect back on those 5 to 7 days worth of notes. So I can't predict what it is you're going to observe. It's going to be different for each one of you, but I can almost guarantee you that you are going to observe something that will surprise you, open your eyes a little bit. And that is the whole point, right? If you start bringing attention to something, you learn a little bit more about how you do that thing, and you might just start making changes in the right direction. I envision doing this exercise maybe once a year, or every time your spending starts feeling a little bit out of control. 5 to 7 days, simple task, just to bring your attention back to it. And I bet that feeling of being out of control gets muted a little bit. So I hope you have time to try out this exercise. I hope it doesn't sound daunting to you. That's kind of the point, is that it is a simple, short-lived exercise. And I hope that your eyes are opened to parts of your spending behavior that perhaps you weren't aware of. And I hope that it helps make your financial life a little bit better off in the process. So again, this is Meg from Flow Financial Planning. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next month.